Hello, y'all. I am nobody. I'm gonna do a little rant video on the Stranger Things finale and answer some, just put my opinion out into the world. Since I did like that Stranger Things tier list, I kind of want to do it. So I'm gonna kind of do like what that one podcast does and do a rating. I'm also in my working environment. I want to start this right away today. I'm gonna do this, record some 2 other videos, get it going for y'all. So if I were to do a rating out of 10, I think for the finale alone, it's gonna be a 9. I'm a hat guy on this one. I don't think it's perfect by any means. It also just didn't have the emotionalness I was looking for, especially for a show I've been following for about 10 years. So that's like something I look for with shows. If it makes me emotionally and interactive with the show, then I kind of like that in a way. But if it doesn't, I will tend to pull back to a 9. That's my rating system. Other thing about this, I had highs and lows, but I'm recording this on my phone, so I can't see it. But my highs for this season, for this finale, is the use of the cast. A lot of people are going, there's too many people, there's too involved. Do we know that this is a war going on? Like, not exactly war, but it's a battle. And we need a lot of people in different places. It's a plan. Yes, one of the best things about Stranger Things is that it's not a show that's built for camera, per se. It's a show like we're looking in through a window onto these people's lives. And I love that about it, because not a lot of shows do that. They stick to, like, they do that. They stick to, oh, this is going to be on camera, we can't have all this and that. Duffer Brothers make me feel like I'm watching another reality, which is great. Yeah, this reality sometimes feels off at times, but that's just gonna happen. It's a writing. It's kind of sad to see people review Bone episode 7 and also hate on the finale leading into it, because nothing went their way. My first thought for that, I know I'm jumping all over the place because it's what I do, guys. I'll get back to the main plot. But the people hating are a bit messed up. You know, they're showing complaints like, Vecna was defeated in 2 seconds. It took 52 minutes for them to kill Vecna. From the time they entered his mind, that's when battle starts. Do we always think battle's gonna be like guns a-blazing, always going on 24/7 now? That's not a battle. Things happen at different times, and we do have to know, like, the cuttings to other parts are going on at the same time as well. It took probably less than 52 minutes in their world. Another high point, when I was in theaters, I genuinely thought, like, it was one of those moments where I thought I was going to stand up and be like, what the hell? Because, like, Murray throwing that grenade, I thought he was going to chunk it into the exotic matter. And then he threw that there in the helicopter, which is such an insane move from Murray. That was incredible. I never thought in a million years Murray would have that scene. But, and every character that you want got their own thing. They had incredible screen time. Another high I had was, honestly, I kind of forget. I genuinely wish I wrote it down, but this video is already going incorrectly from how I wanted, but we're gonna roll with the punches. my lows are is L and Callie. Elle's been off, but she did better this episode than any episode so far, which I do like. Callie, she was just there, kind of, and her being the death was kind of messed up. Another thing I liked about this this episode, was how they left it up to the viewer to be like, is she alive, is she not? Because Mike's theory seems so good. Like, it seems genuine. But could him be in coping? A couple other things. People saying, like, the fight seems so weird. I hope y'all know they're using telekinesis. Telekinesis is a cool power, but it's the worst looking fighting. Because it's just push, shove. It is just that. It's just a push and shove. And the fact that, like, he got pushed into that and died. That's all it took. At the end of the day, he's human with just powers. And his body was really affected by the atmosphere and stuff. And also was probably kept alive by the mind flayer. I wish there was... I had so much more to say for this. The mind flayer's design was really cool. I just kind of... It lost its presence to me. People saying, like, that last hour should have just been cut or shortened. I love that. It was awesome. It gave a conclusion for the characters, and every single one justice. Loved Dustin's valedictorian speech. Loved the group. I love how Lou Max is like the best relationship on there, and how they were just incredible in that final scene. There was what else? I love that Hopper. Did y'all catch the Montauk reference? He's like, I got an offer, 20% more money. Montauk. That's a reference to the original title of the show when it was going to be based in Montauk, the Montauk Project, which I thought was incredible. There was also another episode thing in this episode I really liked. I don't know. The 50-50. The show is the Duffer Brothers, and what they say happen is what happens. Like, at the end of the day, the mind flayer works off fear, and so if they don't show fear, it just gets they're kind of like out of there. And did y'all see Lucas's save? I haven't seen like many people talk about this. Lucas has been a goat. He was just like, holy shit, Dustin's in trouble. Spidey sensed over. I've been told that I think he should be Miles Morales. I think he's fantastic. He's not the most athletic guy in real life, but I think he do really good as the live action Miles. What else? Man, I'm gonna pause this and I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, I pretty much hit everything I wanted to hit. Military should have had more part. I feel like they introduced the military. I feel like they should have been better used, but they weren't. Either that or they weren't needed at all. This season could have been fantastic if the military wasn't involved. They could have just said, like, it was just closed off, and the military didn't have that much involvement, except for blocking off the world from Hawkins. There's that. I heard there's another few things I don't know. I don't think much about Stranger Things. Now that I'm thinking. I guess another thing I just didn't understand is that there's no Demobats or Demodogs or Demogorgons and the Abyss, where they're from. But at the same time, I feel like it would have been a lot. But at the same time, it's shown that Vecna didn't think that these kids could beat him, and it happened because he had to be pushed into fear. The Mind Flayer was getting damaged. He was getting damaged. So like, it was going back and forth between him being damaged and Mind Flayer being damaged, and there's that. There is a couple things at the end where like I have theories about. Like, I think the Mind Flayer could technically still be alive in the Abyss. There's just no wormhole for him to like get through, because the Abyss, I don't know, he's a gaseous form, and to me that could have been just like he took off, like it encapsulated this empty vessel. That's kind of like another thought process I have. I think for people who hate it, they're being, I don't know, weird about it. I don't know. It's not a great season finale, but it's not the worst. I could argue on their side, but I believe in my heart that this show is good and deserves the 9 it got. The whole season, on the other hand, I give it a 7.5. And that's kind of just my thought process with the whole season. Like, the dialogue was off. The episodes weren't used properly, in my opinion, even though, yes, they could have went differently, but the thing is the show is like we're window peeping into their lives, not we're watching a show, and that's what's great about it. So if we have episodes like that, yeah, it's a waste of time on our part, but it shows the struggles that the characters go through. Oh, another great shot was the part where Mike is the last one to put his thing up, and his sister and Derek and all of them come down, and it's so nice. Now, I've been wanting to talk about this, Byler. To me, if it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't, and I'm okay with that. The fact that it was kind of left up to weird interpretation of either Mike and Elle were still together was a bit weird to me, because they had no relationships, any sort of relationship in this at all. I didn't like that, and then at the very end it was like they were together. Another thing is I had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, so, alright. Byler, the people who want Byler are like, feels like they hypersexualize kids. I know these are adults playing these kids, but they're kids in the show, and those are the characters and the writing that you want to go that way. And then on the other end, the other people who are really stern on the whole they shouldn't be together. It's semi-homophobic. You give no reason, especially because, you know, I don't know. There's people in this world that just straight up switch sexualities at the turn of a whim. And I don't know. And I'm not trying to be, like, mean or anything. I'm just trying to be honest. Like, who knows? Mike could have been gay or bi. And that's just how the story went. You're not the one writing this shit. I'm gonna bring you here. Come here. You're not the one writing this. The Duffer Brothers are. You need to realize that. You're not writing the show. If you want the show to go your way, write your own damn show. It's not that hard, people. You're watching it. You're not complaining. It is annoying when all I go on is the internet. I'm going to go the other direction. And people are hating. Hating to the point that it just feels like I'm not even watching a show anymore. I have to have people push their goddamn ideas down my throat in a way that I just hate. It makes no sense to me. I think Jacksepticeye was right. He made a video like 2 years ago now. I guess it could be 2 years ago. It was made in 2024, so it still feels like a year ago. Where it was this called Help, I think. And he was just going on about the internet. And I see that. Apparently, but at the same time, I feel like everyone... I'm now losing Stranger Things, but during the pandemic and over the years before that, everyone was in their own niches. I must say niches. Own things they liked. And then somewhere along the line, everyone started liking everything. And and people would be like judgmental of the other things. I get that. People don't like what they are interested in and all that. But people could grow and people could change and all this crap. But now, it's either, because we're all so similar, we have to hate on everything, even if we like it or not, because everything's mainstream, because of TikTok, because of social media of all sorts. It's become too relevant, and now everything's hated on. Gaming used to be just a small group of people, and now it's everywhere, and everyone has to hate and judge and all this other crap. Anime used to be so very, very small before COVID, and then everyone got to COVID, and we started to kind of like be all into that. And then, just because people don't like it, they then now have to judge it and put it down because other people do. And it's doing the same thing with TV shows now, because every time a show comes out, people are really into it. And then the final season comes around, oh, it was bad, it had bad writing. If you're gonna hate it, don't watch it at this point. Like, I guess you watched the 3 seasons before, but you don't have to force negativity out there in the world. Positivity is what we need more than anything. And us being angry is not making anything better. Also, on another note, this is gonna be like my sober New Year's thing. So, what are my New Year's goals? My goals is to hope and pray build this community up. You know, I want a community that is nice to each other, that do good things. I don't like current internet, I'm gonna be straight honest. So I want us to try and change it in a way. I want us to put good in the world. So that's something I want to grow with y'all. And then I want to keep it the pace, because I know that the lows are going to feel really low in life, and the highs are going to feel really high. I just got to know that when things are mellow, you just got to keep going. But you just got to know that the other side is going to be greener, or so they say. I want to get better at editing for y'all. I want to get better at I want to get better at creative ideas. I want to do idea making. Yeah, keep up one of my things I wrote on the Reddit thing, because I'm chronicling on Reddit now, is to keep up the pace. That even if I don't post 2 a day sometimes, I want to get that 1 video out, because that's my goal. And I do like doing 2. I feel happy when I get 2 out. Yeah. I think that's about it. I like talking to the camera, but at the same time, I don't like going on forever, because talking is draining. But I do want to just put my word out there into the world, because that's just me. And I don't know. I want to be known for a variety of things, not just me being a gamer. I hope you'll have a fantastic day. And I'm going to keep that thing up I said when I was drunk. Bomb that like button. I don't want to see that like button even around. And subscribe. Alright. Bye-bye.